Caleb Williams is the consensus #1 overall pick in the NFL draft by fans and media pundits alike, but the question is, does the film really back up his #1 overall pick status, or is there somebody else in this year's draft class who may be a little bit better than Caleb Williams as a prospect? That's what we're going to answer today. Now, the player who I'm talking about is Jayden Daniels out of LSU, the Heisman Trophy winner, who I personally feel like is a quarterback who has a really high ceiling as well, and also has potential to go really high in the 2024 NFL draft. Who's better, Caleb Williams or Jayden Daniels? We already broke down the film on Jayden Daniels. You can go check that out if you want to. Here is the film that we have of Caleb Williams. Let's just jump into it. So we're going to start off with Caleb's play creation ability, which I believe is the attribute that makes him the consensus #1 overall pick, or at least one of those attributes. This is going to be one where coverage-wise, Nevada is going to be running some quarters, but with a corner blitz right here from the top of the screen. This guy is going to be firing off of the edge, and this safety right here is going to be responsible for matching the wide receiver number 15 at the top of the screen right here. And you'll see that initially Caleb wants to hit this slant route right here from that wide receiver. He wants to throw hot into the blitz. That's what you're trained to do, is throw into the blitz right here. But this is good defense from Nevada. This guy is doing a really nice job covering this receiver. He could drive in on this virtually at any time and pick this off if Caleb were to throw it. You can see he's in the throwing motion right here, ready to make this throw, but he realizes that it's covered and has to pull it down. And when he does pull it down, the protection starts to break down. This guy's right in his face, and then this corner right here who's firing off the edge is about to get home. So at this point in time, Caleb knows that he's going to have to make a decision as to what he's going to do, and he's going to decide to go into play creation mode. He's able to do that little shoulder dip and then stiff arm right there on the corner. He's going to break out to the right-hand side, and when I first saw this, I thought he was throwing this ball away. This is an absolutely insane job right here from Caleb to get this throw off and lob it to the receiver. It's not a perfect location, but given the fact that the DB slipped right here, the safety covering this receiver, he did a good job initially, the safety did, but this time he slips, and right there, man, Caleb is just able to make an insane high-level throw that not many guys are able to make on the run. It's not perfect accuracy, and you have to wonder if that would be a completion at the NFL level, but everything here, man, from the little shoulder dip, the pump fake, the shoulder dip, the stiff arm, all of it is just absolutely disgusting. This is what you are drafting Caleb Williams #1 overall for. Another thing that I really love about Caleb Williams is his ability to make accuracy and touch throws outside the numbers, outside the hashes. Those are high degree of difficulty throws that he's going to have to make pretty consistently at the NFL level. Right here, it's going to be just a little corner route from the slot. That's going to be a smash concept. Then that's going to be paired with this inside breaker followed by this swing underneath. So it's going to be a high to low read right here for Caleb Williams. And he can see that this DB does not have great leverage on this corner route. So good job by Caleb Williams determining based on the leverage that he's going to have this corner route, because he probably could make this throw right here to number 2. That's Brendan Rice, the son of Hall of Fame receiver Jerry Rice. He could probably make that throw, but Caleb's a gambler. He's going to make this throw right here, and I know that the All-22 on this angle cuts it off, but it's with pinpoint accuracy and it's a touchdown. This angle is going to show it. Absolutely beautiful throw right there that, again, not many guys are able to make with that level of accuracy, and he makes these kind of throws look routine, Caleb Williams does. So on the whole, this is just special arm talent by Caleb Williams. You can see he just kind of flicks the wrist right there. Perfect touch. Perfect velocity. Rice is able to go underneath and track it. Again, this is what you are drafting Caleb Williams #1 overall for, throws like this. But that's not to say his accuracy is going to be perfect every single time right here. At the bottom of the screen, I believe that's Brendan Rice. Let me just double check that. Yes, that is Brendan Rice, who's going to be running this double move, and you'll see that the DB bites on it, and Rice is going to get a step. This is open at the NFL level. At college, this is a high degree of difficulty throw, but at the NFL level, this is open, and Caleb's going to overthrow it a touch again. That angle cut it off. There you go. Caleb is... Actually, I can't really tell. It actually kind of looks like he might have expected Rice to stop on his route, because it actually kind of looked like it fell short of him. I thought he overthrew it from the first angle. No, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that was a miscommunication or if that was an inaccurate throw. It actually, from that angle, looks more like a miscommunication. So I can't really knock Caleb for that one unless I really know what happened. But on the first angle, it looked like he overthrew it. On this angle, it looks like he underthrew it, or he was expecting Brendan Rice to stop on his route right there. So I'm not exactly sure what error happened, whether it was on Caleb or whether it was on Rice, but yeah, not a great play regardless there. This throw right here, Caleb's just going to sail. He's got a chance on a back shoulder fade at the bottom of the screen, outside release. You can see that the wide receiver number 10's looking back for the ball. He's expecting a back shoulder fade here. Caleb is just going to kind of lob it up, and it goes out of bounds. I don't know if Caleb and number 10 weren't on the same page, but it looks like the receiver is expecting a back shoulder fade, and Caleb doesn't deliver it to him. So I'm putting this one on Caleb. The receiver reads it correctly, and Caleb does not. So this is a miss, and it's a miss that I'm putting on Caleb. One massive critique of Caleb Williams that I do have is his tendency to not really read the coverage at times and kind of just stare down the middle of the field, and he's going to do exactly that here. He just stares down the space in the middle of the field. It honestly kind of looks like he's staring the umpire down. He's probably staring down this route right here, but it's not there, man. It's not going to clear that umpire in time. That's one reason why I really wish that umpires in college would move to the backfield like in the NFL level. But that's not going to get there, Caleb. You need to move off of this because you could just check this down right here. I'm not sure what down and distance this is, or it's 10 yards, but I'm not sure if this is third down. If this were third down, I could forgive this to a certain extent. But even then, if he just waits for one little tiny second and makes the throw right now, he's got another receiver that's coming open in this void in the zone coverage. I don't get why Caleb hesitates here. He just kind of freezes in the pocket, and eventually his protection on his left side is going to break down, and that's a strip sack right there, and luckily Caleb's able to fall on top of it. This is one where he stares down the middle of the field, and you can't do that at the NFL level. You will get in trouble, especially against zone coverage. Defenders at the NFL level are going to read you like a book, man. So you cannot stare down the middle of the field. That's one thing that Caleb is desperately going to have to clean up wherever he goes, because this kind of stuff right here just is not going to fly at all. This one is going to be a good job by Caleb, though, of going through his progressions, and it's going to be his third read. So over here, you got a 3x2 set from USC, and Brendan Rice is going to be running sort of an inside release go, and then he's going to snap it off and sit in the void in the zone coverage. A good job right here by Caleb of reading it through. Doesn't like the right side. For 1, 2, nope, don't like it. Step up in the pocket. Feel the pressure around me. And deliver a strike. That is a good job right there from Caleb Williams to move the chains. And this is going to be I believe, on a long yardage situation. So again, a really good job by Caleb Williams. He had some issues earlier in the game of going through his progressions, but not that time. Here we're going to cover 0 from Nevada. So man coverage across the board, no safety help over the top. Everybody's coming. Caleb Williams has to make a quick decision. This is going to be an RPO right here, and I think Caleb determines this pre-snap. corner right here is going to have outside leverage on number 9, the wide receiver, and the receiver is just going to be running a little skinny post route. We always like to throw posts or any route over the middle of the field against cover 0, especially when the DB has outside leverage, which he does in this scenario. Caleb makes the quick determination, pulls the ball out, and lobs that over the defense for a really, really nice touchdown hookup right there to number 9. This is a good job, I feel like, by Caleb pre-snap, knowing the leverage of the defense, which is something you're really going to have to be able to read and understand at the NFL level. Touchdown, easy stuff right there. Caleb Williams to number 9. This is another good creation play from Caleb right here where nothing's going to come open initially off the play action. Caleb does not like what he sees over the middle of the field, so he's going to break the pocket. Good job by the offensive line creating that lane for Caleb to step into, and he directs traffic right there with his wide receiver, who does a really nice job of coming back to the football. Good job by Caleb being on the same page as his guy right there too, and delivers a strike to move the chains on what was initially a busted play. This is, again, what we want to see from Caleb at the NFL level, especially if he were to go to a team like the Chicago Bears, who's got playmakers like DJ Moore, who could really do well with Caleb on scramble drills. He did a good job with Justin Fields on scramble drills, but again, you never know, man. I think that the Chicago Bears could very well go in the direction of keeping Justin Fields, but Caleb Williams not making it an easy decision for them with throws like this. I can guarantee you that. This is going to be a nasty throw from Caleb. He's got the running back streaking up the seam off play action, and he's going to throw this just over the linebacker's ear. I mean, he zips that right past this guy's ear hole and is able to get that completion up the seam to the running back for a big play, and the back's able to do some extra work right there as well. But, dude, that's not an easy throw at all, to throw that over the linebackers with that kind of accuracy and touch. Dude, Caleb, buddy, that is fucking nasty. Absolutely nasty. Here we got a scramble drill touchdown where I feel like Caleb kind of makes it a little harder on himself than he has to, but it results in a touchdown, so I can't really complain too much. This is a clean pocket, man. And yeah, I can't even say it's breaking down. This is a clean pocket, and Caleb just kind of keeps dancing when he really should step up into this. If he steps up into the pocket, he's got a wide open Brendan Rice in the back of the end zone. Thankfully, thankfully for Caleb, I should say, Brendan Rice is able to stay with him as he just dances around in the pocket and eventually breaks it for really no reason at all. And Rice stays with him all the way and is able to get the completion there for a touchdown. But that should not have been that hard on Rice or Caleb. Caleb should have just stayed in the pocket right there and delivered the ball right now in the back of the end zone. Hell, if he just hits the bottom of that drop right there and delivers it, that's a tuggy, man. I can't complain too much because 6 points is 6 points, but the journey to get there felt a little bit tedious and unnecessary, and that's something that we do have to make note of because at the NFL level, those kind of gimmies, you have to make them when they're there, and that's one where Caleb didn't take the gimme that was there and ended up making it a lot harder on himself. Yeah, it still resulted in a touchdown, but would that have resulted in a touchdown in the NFL level? I don't know. I really don't know. This one's just going to be a bad rep by Caleb Williams. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to be on 2nd down and long, and he could get a completion right here on this stop route at the top of the screen to Brandon Rice right at the sticks, and he could move the chains if he wants to, but he doesn't want to. He's staring down space again, which is not a good thing. He could come underneath, get positive yardage right here, or take the big fish and get all of it on this stop route. Instead, he ends up stepping up in the rushing lane, which is there. That's good, and gets some positive yardage out of it. I guess you could call that a win, but these are red flags, man, when Caleb isn't willing to sit in the pocket and make the read properly, when he's just staring down space in the middle of the field and doesn't make those easy reads that are there. If that continues at the NFL level, that could spell trouble for Caleb Williams. And so whatever coach he works with at the NFL level is going to have to get this out of him. They're going to have to stop this from becoming a consistent problem with Caleb, because I've seen many, many quarterbacks think that they can rely on their athleticism at the NFL level to succeed. And right here, Caleb Williams is just not reading the defense. It's that simple. And Jaden Daniels, you don't see him do this, man. He'll take off to run, but only after he's gone through his progressions, not liked anything that he's had, and then he takes off. I don't see Jaden Daniels staring down space in the middle of the field like Caleb Williams does. This is a red flag for me, and this is why, I'm not going to lie, I have Jaden Daniels graded a little bit higher than Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is not my QB1, and this is exactly why.